Hey everybody, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2014 Ram ProMaster 2500, we're going to be checking out the Yakima XO gear locker kit. First impressions of this, I think it is awesome. And I say it because this is a system that you can kind of build off of and grow into if you need to, and really kind of customize everything. So earlier I said that this is a kit, more or less. And that is because this particular locker is designed to work with this base, and it just drops in, you lock it in, and you're good to go. And what you can do with this setup, all right, so let's say if you pick this up as a kit, say down the road if you want bike racks or other types of accessories, there's a lot of them for this. You can pop this thing off, drop in that other style of accessory that'll work with this particular base, and you kind of get 2 for 1 or 3 for 1 even if you want. And not to mention too, let's say this is what you need right now, but maybe down the road you need more storage or something along the lines. You can actually get an adapter or another kit that plugs into the back here of the base, comes up and gives you a secondary mounting location for other accessories. So it's really cool what you can do with this. Essentially your opportunities are pretty much endless, and how you can customize it to work with your way of life and what you do with your vehicle. But I'll show you a couple of those things a little bit later on, but for now, why don't we just see how this particular setup works with our van here. First and foremost, let's check the actual locker or the box out. So the way our neighbor uses her van is she kind of goes off the grid and you know, camps in it and makes extended stays in it. A lot of boondocking and things like that, and so it's not a very big area, and whatever you can do to free up some space and get stuff outside is really going to help out. So this box is relatively large in size. I'd say it's about the perfect size, honestly, for a vehicle like this. It's not huge and super bulky, but it's going to be 10 cubic feet of interior storage space, so quite a bit there. You know, this opens up to a reasonable level where you can get stuff in and out. You know, you got some straps that are kind of integrated into there and things like that. As far as the quality goes, it feels well built. You know, it is somewhat malleable, but that's just what you're going to get. That's kind of the nature of these regardless of the brand, but feels good. You know, I don't really see any issues as far as that goes. Yakima makes really good stuff and really good accessories, and so they kind of got it figured out and make it really user-friendly. It's kind of spring-loaded, not spring-loaded, but there's some tension there to keep it open and make it a little bit easier to close. You can lock it down, and you know, it should do a pretty good job of keeping the weather out of here. So what really separates this from a lot of the others is the base that our box is on, and I say it because it actually swings away. Because with a, you know, in this scenario, you're getting in and out a lot of the times on the back doors there, and with your standard carrier, I mean, that's going to be a huge pain. Who's going to want to deal with that? So there's a lever back here that I'm undoing and a pin that you can pull out, and this can actually swing all the way out about 90 degrees. It'll lock into place, and now you can actually, you know, open your doors up and get inside of here. Now, one thing I did notice with this particular setup, our door, this knob here, it does get really close. All right, you could kind of push down on this or lift up on this and get it to clear, but the door still opens quite a bit. Just be conscious of that, you know, and it's going to depend on your vehicle too, what type of hitch you got and so on. If your hitch drops down compared to this one another 1/4 inch or so, you'll probably be in pretty good shape. So just something, you know, I thought that was worth mentioning. That way you don't open this up and just kind of nonchalantly swing the door open. You don't want to bump into this piece here. This setup is designed to work with the 2-inch by 2-inch trailer hitches like we have here today on our ProMaster, and that's a good thing. It's super common size. Pretty much all these types of vehicles are going to have that style of hitch, and it's going to come included with a locking anti-rattle bolt So that essentially is just going to replace your hitch pin, your standard style hitch pin, and it takes all the slop and stuff out of that connection point. All right, that way this, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on back here, and by using that, this isn't gonna bounce up and down and rattle and clunk and everything else. Like I said, it has a lock with it as well, and you know, a couple extra cylinders, since the some of the other components on this have locks too, like the box, for example. You can get pretty much all the keys to be set up the same. That way you don't have 10 keys for 10 locks, you know, so pretty convenient as far as that goes. And just to give you a quick measurement here, for whatever reason, if you need it, maybe you got an extended bumper or something like that. In our case, looks pretty much stock. But from the bumper to this far edge, got about 6.5 inches, so should be good in most cases. And in terms of ground clearance too, I don't really think you have nothing to worry about. In our case, it's going to be about 13 1/4 of an inch. As far as ground clearance goes, when you're set up like this, like if you're going to be driving down the road, definitely gets the box up higher off the ground. From the ground to the bottom of it, you're at about 20 inches, so really nothing to worry about there. And you know, aside from that, that's about it as far as the box goes. Not a whole lot to it. A lot of the other cool stuff you can do with this is in the base. So let's show you how you're actually going to live with it. So if you're ready to remove this or switch things out, you got these knobs. When you turn them, it unlocks everything. Then you can actually take this off, and some people even have this thing loaded up. And if you want to carry it inside of the, you know, your cabin or whatever, inside of your home to load it up, you have that option too. I don't think I would use it like that, but you know, you can definitely do that. But when you unscrew those, that kind of frees this. You know, right now it's empty. It's definitely manageable. I'm not struggling at all. And you can get this thing out of the way. But everything just kind of locks into these tracks. And I just grabbed a couple of the other accessories that are available, and there's even more than this, but just to give you an example, say if you want to go bike riding, this thing will lock into there. If you want this style of carrier, it'll lock into there. As I mentioned, you can kind of even double stack these. So let's say if you wanted this one and the box, you can pick up that other piece that goes into here, allows you to double stack that. And so whatever you're trying to do, you can probably accomplish, which I think is really cool, because you know, life changes, right? And you want to do different things and so on, and you're not going to have to get 5 different accessories to lug around. You can kind of just build off of this one, so it's pretty cool. With that said too, let's say you don't want to have to deal with taking the base off, but you don't want to leave your accessory up here. These arms will actually fold in, so they're not sticking out like this. Just real simple pins you can pull out. You know, that'll swing in. That one will swing in, and it'll free up quite a bit of space there as far as being able to leave this on the back of your van. They even thought about lighting accessories for this. So let's say, you know, you end up doing the double stack deal, it covers up your tail lights or whatever. They actually have a 4-way trailer connector right here. There's one just like it on the back side, and you'd use a wire that goes from it to your trailer wiring, and then the lighting kit that you can grab separate will plug into here and give you lights too. So like I said, they thought, you know, just about of every scenario that someone could find themselves in, and provided a solution for it. Aside from all that though, you know, I think this is an excellent fit for not only the ProMaster van, but for a lot of these, you know, camper style vans. It just makes sense, you know, it gives you that space you need, very user friendly, you can do a ton of things with it. You know, being able to swing this thing out is awesome. And even though, you know, I kind of wish we had a little more clearance there with this door being able to open, like I said, that might just depend on your scenario. But even then, it still beats not being able to do that at all, and just having something stuck back here and you have to undo it and all, you know, I'll go through all that trouble. So I think it just makes sense for this particular application. And even the small things too, you know, won't block your license plate, your rear view camera is up high, so you're not gonna have any issues with that. And so at the end of the day, I think it's a great fit and a good solution for a lot of you out there that have this style of vehicle. And that'll finish up our look at of the Yakima XO gear locker kit on our 2014 Ram ProMaster 2500.